It could have just gone back and forth,
back
and then
forth.
Charlie just kind of blew it all up.
But now what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to take your thing, put it in the corner of that happening.
And now all of this is gonna have to be
This
the
is-
cold
it's-
open, and everything's been f***ed up. Charles Redding and TJ Pownell. These are today's judges on the Fantasy Tournament Game Show, where anything can happen, anyone can win, and you never know who will show up next. It's anyone's game! I'm your host, Rob Bourgeois. Let's get this train wreck spinning!
Train wreck spinning, that's nice, I
Hooray! Brilliant.
So one by one, I'm going to give you a list of 4 characters. Pick the one you want to see compete. The rest get tossed aside. If you don't know who any of them are, don't like them, or just don't want to pick them, you can ditch them for a new set of 3 replacements. Then you can ditch those, do a double ditch, for 2 replacements, then a last ditch for 1. If you do that, you're stuck with that one. Once your character's chosen, we spin the wheel and stick them where it lands. If it lands on a resolved match, we keep the wheel moving the way it was going until we find one with no one in it. If our spin results in a match, we draw the contest randomly from a different bucket, and then we get to argue about who wins. Only the judges' votes count. I'm only here to facilitate. Any questions?
How many tribbles are we up to?
We haven't had any tribbles yet, so if we get a tribble...
One tribble.
Yeah, if we get tribbles, there's just going to be the one.
Please.
All right. Our previous champion, Pinkie Pie, is sitting at the top of the board. She'll be our 32nd and final player. And to make things even among you, I'll choose our first player now. So I have Grey Rat of the Dead Settlement from Dark Souls 3, Song Gi-yoon, also known as Player 456 from Squid Game, Bart Simpson from The Simpsons, or Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm going to pick Bart Simpson.
Since that's the
So
only
I
one
give
that
this thing a
anyone
spin.
knows.
Yeah. TJ,
Hello, I'm here. I'm ready.
would you like Bob from Reboot, Coco, the sign language using gorilla, Ren and Stimpy from the Ren and Stimpy Show, yes they are together, or Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean?
I have a particular dislike of Captain Jack Sparrow, so I'm going to choose him.
Okay, Captain Jack Sparrow.
can't follow that logic.
Well, I very recently watched the movies, so, you know, I kind of know. I know him.
You've also been playing Sea of Thieves a lot on your stream.
Not recently.
Maybe
but
not
I
recently,
have.
but I've
Yes.
been... Those are the videos that I've watched most recently.
Stream of Thieves?
I see. Stream of Thieves.
All right,
You can use that. You
Charlie.
don't even have to credit me, just pay me.
Charlie, would you like Earthworm Jim from Earthworm Jim, Kevin Bacon, the actor, Captain Malcolm Reynolds from Firefly, or Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers?
Oh, yeah, last time I turned down Rita Repulsa, and I don't think TJ's forgiven me yet, so...
No, I didn't. You need to
But
get
there's
her
Malcolm
in.
Reynolds right there. Everybody loves Malcolm Reynolds.
No, not Firefly. You can't.
I think we can keep this joke going at least a little longer, so let's go with Malcolm Reynolds.
Oh, you. I
All right,
hate
Captain Malcolm
Firefly.
Reynolds.
Last time it was against something I didn't like as well.
You hate Firefly. That's interesting.
Oh, I just can't get through it. I tried, and I was like so
All
bored
8
after like
episodes,
episode
man.
3.
All right, TJ, would you like Lex Luthor from Superman, previous champion Princess Scorpia from She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, Brock Sampson from the Venture Brothers,
You've made that
or
up.
Count Dracula from Dracula?
Oh, which one was the first one again?
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, let's go for Lex Luthor.
Charlie, would you like Richard B. Riddick from Riddick, Emmett Brickowski from the Lego Movie, Rocco Rama from Rocco's Modern Life, or Wilma Flintstone from the Flintstones?
I'm absolutely going to pick Riddick. I put him on there. I suggested him just because we had a theoretical contest going of who would be better in a fight, him or John Wick. They both have that kind of similar unstoppable nature.
TJ, would you like Freddie Mercury from Queen, Stanley from the Stanley Parable, Mercy from Overwatch, or Waluigi from Super Mario?
Let's get Freddie Mercury in there. Just
All
know,
right,
I don't think
Freddie
I've seen him
Mercury.
yet.
No, he was recently added. Player number 1076. All
a
right,
match?
Freddie Mercury versus Lex Luthor.
Freddie Mercury is a good superhero name, I gotta say.
And the contest is pain tolerance.
Okay.
on one hand, Lex Luthor has been rich and pretty sheltered his whole life, but he also trains himself pretty hard to fight superheroes.
That is true. But Freddie Mercury is a gay man.
There is that.
I can
his...
say from personal experience. Ooh, sometimes.
Sometimes. That's the end of the sentence.
I'm willing to cede to that argument.
So Freddie Mercury
Freddie
then?
Mercury? What? How? I'm arguing for Freddie Mercury, but yeah, I didn't expect him to win.
Enough about Lex. I just don't care enough about Lex Luthor to argue the point.
Charlie, would you like Bam Bam Rubble from the Flintstones, Shadow from Homeward Bound: The Incredible Journey, Snow White from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, or Manny El Tigre Rivera from El Tigre: The Adventures of Manny Rivera?
Let's do Snow White. She's got a whole different skill set than most of the people.
TJ, would you like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone, Sailor Moon from Sailor Moon, previous champion by the way, Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible,
don't swear,
or Dot Warner from the Animaniacs?
Who?
Dot Warner.
I thought you said Doc. I was like, who's Doc Warner? Yeah, Dot Warner. Let's go for Dot Warner.
Yakko, Wacko, and Doc.
And the Doctor.
All right, Dot Warner versus Snow White in a rap battle.
Oh no!
I do think Snow White could throw down, but I really think Dot would probably win this.
I have to agree. Dot she's skilled. She's a cartoon. She's like skilled in lots of things.
Also, her wit and satire is impeccable.
Oh yes.
Dot Warner versus Freddie Mercury in an overnight cram session.
Honestly, I think they're both going to be distracted.
Well, here's the thing. Dot is a kid. Granted, she's got toon powers and she's a karmic, avenger. But Freddie Mercury is a musician who does incredible work. He memorizes all these songs. He designs all these songs.
Yeah.
I think he's a scholar. He could do it.
He would. In fact, didn't they do something similar to that in the movie? They like recreated what they did to make Bohemian Rhapsody. They went to a house, some sort of big stately house. I don't know
how accurate the movie was to things, but generally, yeah.
I don't think they would have embellished anything, but yeah,
they embellished some of the drama. They embellished the drama significantly.
Yeah, well, it's a movie, isn't it? But yeah. The events would have happened. Yeah,
definitely Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie.
Yes.
Would you like Cornelius Fillmore from Fillmore, Lassie from Lassie, Tony Hawk, pro skater, or Legolas from The Lord of the Rings?
Well, I think it's good to have a character in there who has such impeccable precision that they could do things like ride down an elephant's trunk in the middle of a battle. So let's go with Tony Hawk.
That's exactly where I thought you were going with that. Tony Hawk versus Bart Simpson.
Oh, another skateboarder. Wow.
Skateboarding.
Frolicking.
Frolicking?
But Tony Hawk's knees, though. Bart has one advantage in that he is eternally a child.
That's a good point. But does he frolic?
I mean, not really, but he could.
He skates around, causes mischief.
Bart,
and so does Bart Simpson.
Seems a little too sarcastic and jaded for that, though. Doesn't he?
Yeah, these days he is, but maybe not in the old.
Tony Hawk, if anything, is not jaded.
I don't think Tony Hawk though.
Yeah, it's the knees. I don't think.
It's gonna have to.
I know Tony Hawk might not have that bad knees. He still does skateboarding.
It's gonna have to be Bart, isn't it? Because he's the only one who's actually.
I don't know. I think it goes against his character.
It may go against his character, but he has to be.
I mean, I'm joking about the knees, but I think Tony Hawk probably is physically capable.
Do you think that physical performance is necessarily more important than earnestness?
That's true. Have you ever seen like an animal that frolics and falls down? That makes it even better. It's the joy.
They just get right back up and do it more.
It is difficult, but I still think it's going to be Bart. Because they sometimes have those moments where they just put in a weird little skit and they're like dancing through the flowers because they're high or something. But
have they done that with Bart?
He must have at least once frolicked on the series, which sounds rude when you say it like that, but
I suppose that's true.
So we're thinking Bart Simpson then?
Yeah.
I'll concede it.
All right, TJ, your turn. Would you like Elmer Fudd from Looney Tunes, Brad Paisley, the musician, Dr. John A. Zoidberg, M.D. from Futurama, or First Officer Naomi Nagata from The Expanse?
Elmer Fudd. It was a toss-up between Elmer Fudd and Naomi Nagata. They're very similar, but, I had to pick one.
All right, Charlie, would you like Goombella from Paper Mario, The Thousand Year Door, Big Bird from Sesame Street, Timber from Diddy Kong Racing, or Lieutenant Commander Shepard from Mass Effect?
I'm definitely gonna go with Big Bird. There's this weird video someone filmed in college about protests around the death of Big Bird, and I played some weird right-wing conspiracy theorist, and I occasionally see this video pop up now and then in various places.
TJ,
Yeah.
would you like Tommy Wiseau, the actor,
No.
Aaron Yeager from Attack on Titan, Marvin the Martian from Looney Tunes, or Angelica Pickles from All Grown Up?
Martian. We'll do Martian.
Marvin the Martian.
We're going full Looney Tunes this time around.
All the least competent Looney Tunes villains.
All right, Marvin the Martian versus Big Bird. Juggling.
Oof, Big Bird's got some big awkward wing hands. I don't think he could pull it off.
He's only really got one functioning hand at any one time, though.
And Marvin the Martian is just also basically
Well,
incompetent.
he's got two hands.
He's got two hands, yes, but the other one is not functional until, they deem it to be.
I mean, we're going based on the character, not necessarily based on,
The mechanics of
the
him as
special effects.
I still think that should be part of it. He is a puppet.
Yeah. Because Marvin the Martian
He's
is
a
just,
puppet out of universe, but not in universe.
is just paint on cellophane. There's no way he could juggle anything.
He's also
exactly.
he's also quite childish. I don't think a child would know how to juggle that early on.
What about Marvin, though? Like, when he tries to juggle, you get a Mars-shattering kaboom.
Okay. Marvin would not try to juggle, but in trying to do something else, he would probably end up juggling.
Just accidentally juggle.
Accidentally. Like you're trying to gather things together and things start falling apart, That would happen for him.
Go for the Martian.
So, Marvin? All right. All right, Charlie, your turn. Would you like Big Weld from Robots, Gregory from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, Spencer Shea from iCarly, or Eddie from Ed, Edd n Eddy?
I want to pick Spencer Shea just because I know 2 or 3 jokes from him and they're hilarious, but I know nothing about the character beyond those. So I'm going to trust you guys to support me on this. Spencer Shea.
Just
He is an artist. He does all sorts of neat artsy projects and stuff, and accidentally made quite a fortune before the sequel series.
And he's the guy with the smoothie, right?
He's the guy with the smoothie and the emu. In fact, that's one of the images that I chose for his chip. TJ,
Yes.
would you like the Golden Girls from The Golden Girls, Nick Valentine from Fallout 4, the Box Ghost from Danny Phantom, or Commander William Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation?
Will Riker. I was going to go for Golden Girls, but then you said Will Riker.
And his big orange cat energy.
What?
Somebody pointed out that Will Riker has orange cat energy, and it was just...
Before the beard,
Orange
for sure.
cat. I see what you mean. Sort of.
Right? That's what makes a good meme, It's just kind of universal, like, oh yeah, everyone sees it. Cannot
He's
help
sort
but
of
agree.
like a big friend, but can bite you.
Just accidentally sharp occasionally.
Yeah.
All right, Charlie.
And he tries
Would you
to seduce
like-
people, but he plays the trombone.
Charlie, would you like Master Hand from Super Smash Bros.,
I just saw an orb.
Ein from Cowboy Bebop, Dowd from Dishonored, or Connie from Cryptoland?
I think I'm gonna go with a triple.
All right, here's your ditch. Would you like Mr. Wolf from The Bad Guys, Montana Max from Tiny Toon Adventures, or Red Sonja from Red Sonja?
Oh, that's so good. Let's go with Red Sonja.
All right, Red Sonja.
That movie came out the year I was born. Like, what if we made a Conan movie, but with a girl? And then let's put Conan in there, too. Oh, and the best part about that one was the collapsing castle scene at the very end, where they show the same footage of the castle collapsing like 8 times.
We only filmed this one clip.
I think it's fine. We'll just repeat it. We'll cut it together. It'll be fine. It's like a 5-minute escape sequence, and they only have 20 seconds of castle collapse footage.
I think they should have just cut in just normal building collapses. from now, just
Right.
to fill it in. That would
I'm
have been
sure you
funnier.
can-
I would have respected them for that.
Well, hey, you can totally do that with the editing since we're taking this little break here wherever Rob's gone.
Yeah, could do if we want to
Could be
get
watching
anything
that right now.
copyright.
You see, I had stepped away while you were talking in the hopes that I could just kind of do that and it could be edited out.
Not a chance.
Okay. Well,
Well, in fact, you know what? It can be if we cut this bit out, which we're now not going to. If we cut this bit out, we can just have it flick between me and good old Charles here, and
yeah,
you can
it
do
could have
whatever
just
you
gone
like.
back and forth,
Yeah, back
and then
forth.
Charlie
Yeah.
just kind of blew it all up. TJ,
Yes.
would you like Vinny Gambini from My Cousin Vinny, Sonya Blade from Mortal Kombat, Rhett and Link from Good Mythical Morning, or The Cheat from Homestar Runner?
Rhett and Link. They're the only ones I know.
Originally, they were separate, but now they are together.
If you can put an and in between them, they're one single chip. The Gold and Girls.
Charlie, would you like Guybrush Threepwood, Mighty Pirate from Monkey Island, Barney Rubble from The Flintstones, Mayor Pauline from Super Mario, or Blue from Jurassic Park?
I'm so glad that I keep getting all the Flintstones so I can discard them. Let's go with the Raptor.
All right, Blue.
One time, I'm just going to try and get all the Flintstones characters on there at once.
It's Blue versus Spencer Shea in an escape room.
Okay.
See, okay, Blue
who-
could absolutely escape almost any room you put her in before Spencer could, but she would not do it by playing the game or following the rules.
Who
She
is
wouldn't solve the puzzles.
Blue?
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
Blue is the Velociraptor from Jurassic World. Got kind of a blue stripe. It's a little
That's
smart
a
for a
good point.
raptor.
That's what you
Nicer
said.
than most raptors, but that is all she got.
Spencer would also struggle with the puzzles.
No, I'm saying
Like-
she would disqualify herself before he had the chance to solve one.
Oh, okay. So Spencer Shea then.
Yes.
I think so. I mean, if they're in the
Alright.
room together, he might be a bit of a dinosaur whisperer.
All right, Spencer Shea versus Marvin the Martian in air hockey.
There's no air on Mars.
There's some. There's not much.
I'm going to give this to Spencer Shea just based on limb length, honestly.
Yeah, Spencer Shea, because he's not going to have any experience in air hockey because there's, like I said, no air on Mars.
Plus, an air hockey table is something you add to like a restaurant or a lounge or something to really add some energy to the place. You know, give it some atmosphere. And Mars just has very little atmosphere.
Earth-shattering kaboom. Just wanted to add that in, just because I wanted to. It was just. Are you just going to let me continue talking until I feel awkward? Because
Yeah.
I feel awkward the entire time. Keep
Well, good.
Keep it up.
Yep.
Keep going.
Yep. This is content.
I really wish it wasn't.
All right, TJ, would you like an imposter from Among Us, Nancy Drew from Nancy Drew, Artie, the strongest man in the world from The Adventures of Pete and Pete, or Ms. Pac-Man from Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man.
All right, Ms. Pac-Man versus Captain Malcolm Reynolds in a Pokemon battle, not to be confused with a Pac-Man battle.
Pac-Man.
Do we think Miss Pac-Man is up to date with current gaming technology? Do you think she would be there like, oh yeah, I remember Pokemon. Yeah, I love it.
Would that necessarily help?
Probably not.
Because they have to actually train and raise the Pokemon themselves for this.
Yeah, it's
not
not,
at all.
not playing the video game. It's participating in the events of the game.
That's a good point. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon recently. I forget that this is they're actually doing it. They're not just playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
Malcolm Reynolds is pretty strategic. He's a leader. He could command things fairly
Ms.
well.
Pac-Man is fairly nurturing as well.
I think she might forget that the Pokeballs are not food.
Tries to feed one to her Pokemon and just they end up inside it.
Well, no, I think she might just eat the Pokeballs.
Okay, so here's the other thing: it'd be hard to determine, how you'd want to beat Malcolm Reynolds if you're going up against him, right? He'd probably have a really eclectic selection of Pokemon.
Oh, I think he'd
Whereas
just have all the
it'd be
legendaries.
It'd be super easy to beat Miss Pac-Man. You just use a ghost type, right?
Very good, very good.
Sounds like we're going for Malcolm
It's
Reynolds.
going for Reynolds, yeah.
Charlie, would you like Dory from Finding Nemo, Lightning McQueen from Cars, Jim Raynor from StarCraft, or Madame Zeroni from Holes?
What was the first one again?
Dory.
What was the first one again?
Dory.
Let's go with
Lightning
Dory.
McQueen, I think he's choosing.
I will never, ever in my life choose Lightning McQueen.
All right, Dory versus Commander William Riker in Scrabble.
Sometimes it's a really easy choice.
Oh no.
TJ, would you like Nessie, the myth of Loch Ness, Santa Claus, the man, the myth, the legend, Satchel Pooch from Get Fuzzy, or
myth.
Rexy from Jurassic Park?
Santa. Just all myths.
I mean, most
Hey,
of these
Rexy-
characters are fictional.
Rexy was not a myth, she was a real robot.
She was played by a real robot. Santa Claus versus Richard B. Riddick, American Idol.
Oh, no. I mean, Riddick has intense energy. I'm sure he would have the impact. And who's that guy who won or almost won like the first season?
It says here Riddick has been described frequently as a psychopath, and I think you probably do need to be a bit of a psychopath to go on one of those shows.
American Idol. Santa
Yeah.
Claus is jolly, he's got the energy, but does he really know any good music? Besides
All
Christmas
the
Carol?
Christmas music.
I said good music.
Yeah. Christmas music's amazing.
Seasonally.
Yeah, it's amazing. Are you saying you hate Christmas? Is Scrooge in
I'm
there?
saying-
Can we get Scrooge up on the board and just have a
I'm saying
picture
I
of
hate
Charles
Christmas
here?
music.
Ebenezer Scrooge does not yet have a chip. He's on the list.
I mean, I
But
don't
I
think...
am saying Riddick.
Yeah, I think Riddick.
All right, Charlie.
Yeah.
Would you like Captain Planet from Captain Planet and the Planeteers, Louise Belcher from Bob's Burgers, Flo from Progressive Insurance, or Vizzini from The Princess Bride?
Let's go with Louise Belcher.
TJ, would you like Stanley Ipkiss from The Mask, Krampus, the Winter Spirit, Reggie Mantle from Archie, or Ron from Ron's Gone Wrong?
Stanley Ipkiss,
All right, Stanley Ipkiss.
as he is without the mask.
All right, Charlie.
Yeah.
Would you like Martha Stewart from Martha Stewart Living, King Hippo from Punch-Out, Squidward Tentacles from SpongeBob SquarePants, or Joanna from The Rescuers Down Under?
Let's go with Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart versus Louise Belcher. Packing luggage.
Oh, Martha Stewart.
Sorry, I'm just googling both of them.
Louise Belcher is chaos. Martha Stewart is organization incarnate.
She's
Well, I'll have to
the
take your word
host
for it
of
then.
like a lifestyle program.
Okay, in that case, Martha.
She also did some prison time.
Ah.
And
I
now
bet
she
you
works
I fixed that
regularly
as
with
well.
Snoop Dogg.
Who
Collaborates
hasn't?
with Snoop Dogg regularly.
She collaborates regularly with Snoop Dogg, who hasn't done prison time.
Yet.
TJ, would you like Wolverine from X-Men, Lucy Van Pelt from Peanuts, Lilo Pelikai from Lilo and Stitch, or Courage from Courage the Cowardly Dog?
Oh, it's got to be Lucy. Peanuts is like the entire reason I started drawing.
Okay, I looked it up. Chris Daughtry, that was the American Idol person I was talking about, who Riddick would probably sing like.
Okay. Alright, Charlie, would you like number 2, also known as Hoagie Gilligan Jr. from Codename Kids Next Door, Hunter the Cheetah from Spyro the Dragon, Bruce Wayne, also known as Batman from Batman,
You're not
or
supposed to
Pinky
say that.
from Pinky and the Brain?
Look at my hat. Obviously, I'm going with Bruce Wayne. Bruce Man. I mean, Pat Wayne. I mean,
Okay, how come Pinky and the Brain are not together?
Because they're wildly different enough that I don't think they need to be.
plus they cancel each other out. Nothing at all would be accomplished.
Are you saying that they will annihilate each other?
End of the world.
All right, Bruce Wayne versus Captain Jack Sparrow in Hangman.
Well, I think Captain Jack would probably completely misinterpret the meaning of the game.
Oh no, he was going to get his head cut off, wasn't he? He wasn't going to get hung.
In the
Did-
end of the first movie, he was going to get hung. I'm pretty sure.
And he managed to defeat the Hangman.
He had the noose around his neck and he had been dropped, but he was standing on a sword.
Yes.
Very awkwardly,
right.
yeah.
I mean, but obviously it's going to be Bruce Wayne,
Yeah.
world's greatest detective superhero.
I don't think
you know.
I don't think Captain Jack can read.
Bruce Man versus Richard B. Riddick in Charades. So that's actually going to be Bruce Wayne and Captain Jack Sparrow versus Riddick and Santa Claus.
Oh,
And
the
then-
Riddick is going to be a load here.
And they're doing what? Sorry.
Charades.
Bruce Wayne would come up with something very effective and efficient and clearly communicate what it is, and Jack Sparrow wouldn't understand it for crap.
Yeah.
Whereas Riddick would come up with something that was okay, probably a little dark, but Santa Claus would get it right because he plays these games all the time.
So Riddick then?
It's gonna be Riddick, unfortunately.
All right. TJ, would you like Yotsuba from Yotsuba To, Mandy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Slippy Toad from Star Fox, or Ulrich Stern from Code Lyoko?
I think half of those you've made up. They're not words.
You could take a ditch.
Yeah, I have to. I didn't want to because I never like
Alright.
doing that. But you know, you
Gonna
get
ditch
what
'em?
you're given. But I'm ditching them.
All right. Here's your ditch. Marth from Fire Emblem, Team Rocket from Pokemon, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, the actor.
That look.
Team Rocket. Of course, I'm going to choose Team Rocket.
All right. Team Rocket.
And
Weren't
again,
you so disparaging against taking a ditch last time?
it can only lead to good things.
There are going to be matches from here on. Charlie, would you like Captain America, also known as Steve Rogers from Captain America, Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation, King Dedede from Kirby, or the King of Town from Homestar Runner?
I'm always going to pick a Parks and Rec character.
Ron Swanson versus Rhett and Link in Horse.
Okay, so what are they doing with horse?
So in Horse, it's a basketball trick shot competition. So
Right.
you, like, let's say it's you versus Charlie.
Is it
You-
strictly basketball?
Take a shot. Kind of, yeah. Like, you take a shot with the ball. If you make it, then Charlie has to try to make it. If he does, then he gets control. If he doesn't, he gets a letter. So, like, whoever gets all 5 letters first loses. Now, with Rhett and Link being a pair, they can choose per shot who takes it.
I mean, it's 2 against 1, isn't it?
Honestly, I don't think they would need the 2 here. I think just one of them might be able to beat Ron.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be Rhett and Link. I don't think he'd bother.
I can see that.
All right.
There's a good interview of him talking about how people mistake him for his character all the time. So, like, you'll go to a restaurant and they'll serve him a burger with 3 inches of bacon stacked on top of it, and he sees the chef
God.
just gonna give him a little thumbs up out of the kitchen. And yeah, okay, give him thumbs up and puts most of it in his pocket because he's gonna die if he eats all that.
In his pocket.
So if you ever run into that guy, ask him for pocket bacon.
I don't
Might
have
have some.
pocket bacon. This gonna get. Can you imagine that? Just grease, just oozing down your legs.
Pull one out, it's just got lint.
Yeah, just hairy. Ugh. I mean, you'd probably take it and then like preserve it just for this. Yeah, I got Ron Swanson bacon. Look at that, and just make him sign it or whatever. But no, you wouldn't. You wouldn't ask for it. You wouldn't eat it. Ugh. Ugh. Ugh.
All right. TJ. Would
Cowards
you like
and weaklings, all of you.
What?
would you like TJ?
Yes, I would like
you
some
like
people.
Nazim from the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim?
No, I wouldn't.
The
No one
Kurgan
would.
from Highlander, Vlad Plasmius, also known as Vlad Masters from Danny Phantom, or Lilu Dallas from The Fifth Element?
Multipass.
Is
Multipass.
that you're passing on all of them, or you're picking
So-
Lulu?
No, I want Lilu. The perfect person.
She was okay.
Lilu Dallas versus Red Sonja. Tour guiding.
Wait, I was gonna give it to Lilu Dallas on being mostly better at everything Red Sonja does than Red Sonja is.
Who is Red Sonja? What's that? What is
She's
a Red Sonja?
a sword and sorcery character from the 80s. Very, very Conan comic book like. Basically, if you've seen like a Conan style picture, it's a red haired girl with a chainmail bikini. That's kind of her.
Okay. I haven't.
She
but
actually is still in
I
comics
do
today.
have some pictures here. Whew. You'd think she'd
Honestly,
have
they
been
share
around.
similarities.
She'd be a good tour guide.
And Layla really doesn't know much about much. She just picked things up very quickly, but she's also kind of socially awkward.
Hmm.
So for the course of the movie, at least, and what we know of her, I'd probably give it to Red Sonja.
Multipass.
to do anything.
Waiting on TJ. What do you think?
Red Sonja.
Red Sonja versus Captain Malcolm Reynolds. Freestyle rap.
Right there. That is not either of their strong suits. I think this might be a matter of genre.
I don't think she'd understand what any of that meant.
But Malcolm really wouldn't either.
They could be explained the rules and have a couple hours to prepare.
He'd probably understand what it was. He just wouldn't be very good at it because he's from
Yeah.
the future. So rap has existed, unless
He'd
it's
kind
in
of have
some.
Mal would
dimension.
kind of have some wit behind it at least, but he really wouldn't have the rhythm, and he wouldn't be able to do much with it. But he'd have at least one good joke, or at least something that was funny.
Okay.
And if he could do it in Chinese, he might be a little faster too.
I agree.
Malcolm Reynolds moves on. Charlie, would you like Osmosis Jones from Osmosis Jones, Plucky Duck from Tiny Toon Adventures, Clip It from Microsoft Office, or Megamind from Megamind?
Megamind is pretty good, but I think I want to go with a triple.
Would you like Margaret May Borowski from Night in the Woods, Felonious Grew from Despicable Me, or Jennifer Walters, also known as She-Hulk, from She-Hulk?
Let's go with Jen Walters. She's not a superhero. She's a lawyer.
So she's a villain.
All right. She-Hulk versus Team Rocket.
No, someone's going blasting off again.
Mail sorting.
Oh,
I could see it with Team Rocket.
they could do it, but they'd be kind of argumentative, wouldn't they?
They're always
Okay.
very good at the basic jobs. They enjoy it. They end up doing quite a good job. And then when they turn around and start being evil again, they start being really crap.
And I would give it to Jen Walters because she's a lawyer. She's basically she's kind of a nerd, and she would have that kind of paperwork thing really down really well. I think. I don't think being a Hulk would help her out much in this.
No. But I think
I mean,
Team
I
Rocket,
don't know
there's
Team Rocket
three of
very
them.
well, but just the fact that there's the three of them, and do you think they can do that pretty competently?
I think they would. Normal jobs they're good at, and they enjoy it, like I said.
Okay, I'm willing to give it to Team Rocket.
All right. Team Rocket versus William Riker.
Ooh.
Kickboxing.
Oh.
It is 3-on-1.
Yeah, but Will Riker's got all that awesome, Star Trek martial arts. The double,
All that
the double,
orange
the
cat
double
energy.
fist,
Yeah, the
the double fist strike.
Mochambeau or whatever it's called, with the mask down and the sensors on a stick. He does do martial arts, and was it the Klingon,
Byleth.
doing all that
I don't
sort
know what
of
the martial art is called, but
yeah.
Commander William Riker versus Freddie Mercury. Extinguishing a bonfire.
Freddie Mercury knows how to start a fire.
I was just hang on. I've got to have a look through.
But I mean, putting out fires—that's what the Federation does.
They never really,
Metaphorically.
yeah, metaphorically, but they never really put out fires.
Well, they don't need to. They got technology for that.
Things are always exploding around them, and things are just being on fire, and they're just like they're either getting burned or just running away from it. Nothing ever goes out.
So
I'm just
it would
trying
be
to
a matter
find-
of the fire would start. Freddie Mercury would grab a fire extinguisher and put it out. Will Riker would be like, "Computer, computer, computer."
Well, it is a bonfire, so it's already, it's a fairly big flame, but it's already contained.
On the other hand, Will Riker is kind of that sort of outdoorsy nerd too. He likes his hands-on practical skills. I believe he could go camping, and Federation has to have survival training.
God, I can't find a Freddie Mercury song that has anything to do with fire or like putting it out. I reckon he does have more
survival
competence
skills.
in this area. As much as I want Freddie Mercury to go through, I'm going to have to give it to Will.
I mean, you'd imagine the Federation has the combined, like their training regimen is made up of the combined best practices of hundreds of different worlds. So,
They're in space. Open an airlock. Oxygen.
right?
No fire.
I
A
mean,
bonfire on the.
Yeah, you're
holodeck.
generally not going to have a bonfire on a starship. You're going to
Holodeck.
generally have it on a planet.
I think
so-
we're assuming it's on a planet, but I still think
Holodeck.
that Will
Yeah.
Riker probably has more specific and
All
better
right.
training for that kind of thing.
TJ, would you like Homestar Runner from Homestar Runner, Matilda Wormwood from Matilda, Heihachi Mishima from Tekken, or Fluttershy from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
We could have a pony
Magic
fight at the end if
Girl.
it picked Fluttershy.
Party pony.
She's not the party pony. She's the shy animal-loving pony.
Oh yeah, she is. Pinkie Pie's the other one. Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie.
But,
same, yeah.
but the party pony's the champion.
Party pony's right here.
Oh yes.
So if you pick Fluttershy, we could have a chance at a pony battle.
Oh, but Magic Girl. Oh, well, let's try and get the ponies together. Fight to the death.
Yeah, it comes down to the final between them, but it's a no-holds-barred fist fight.
Oh.
Fluttershy versus Lucy Van Pelt.
Oh no, poor Fluttershy.
Fortune telling.
Oh, Lucy.
Lucy already has the booth.
She does. She would do that so fast it's easy.
It's a
5
psychiatrist
cents.
booth, though.
But she just crossed that out and changed the sign to do the exact same thing.
I agree. She would.
Lucy Van Pelt versus Rhett and Link. Historical trivia.
I feel like there's got to be Rhett and Link.
I kind of want
could
Lucy
rest it.
to just go all the way through, but yeah, it's going to have to be Rhett and Link. They're probably more intelligent. She
And
is
they-
a child.
More experienced, yeah.
And what's the they do host Good Mythical Morning, right?
Yeah.
I've not actually watched that before, but I assume that's something about myth, which does involve some elements of history. And
Not at all, actually.
No?
No, they usually.
It's just
more
like
of
a morning
podcast.
variety show. All right, Rhett and Link versus Spencer Shea.
how is he this far along?
It's a makeover. That's Rhett and Link giving Lucy a makeover,
Oh.
and Spencer Shea giving Marvin the Martian a makeover.
Oh no! Marvin
Okay.
has no face.
No, but
He's
that is
got
a
a
blank
face.
canvas to do what you want.
That is true. And Spencer Shea is an artist.
I mean, it has to be Spencer Shea then, doesn't it?
And you think Lucy would be cooperative? I
No,
really don't think she would.
no. She does have a big mouth. Imagine putting lipstick on that.
Spencer Shea versus Will Riker.
It's going to be Will. I'm just going to say, right now, Will Riker.
It's a snowball fight.
That might be Will Riker.
Oh, his aim would be perfect.
His
Because
aim would be good. His
phasers.
ability to dodge would
Although-
be good.
Yeah, because he could do the roll. Well, no, he couldn't because of his back. But
Roll.
Just to end up, curled up in the snow.
Plus, movement of your arm as throwing a snowball is very similar to the motion of playing a trombone.
that's a long shot.
Maybe-
But
Maybe I'm playing the trombone
I would
wrong.
say,
don't know.
I think
would
you
say,
are.
playing trombone is closer to punching.
a trombone is not a melee weapon.
If anybody could make
it
a
could
melee
be.
weapon, Will Riker would. They really missed out not having that happen at some point.
I
Imagine a
do
Klingon with a bat'leth versus him with a trombone.
imagine him with a snowball against a Klingon. He'd still win.
Commander William Riker steps into the final. All right, Charlie, you get the last pick.
Yay.
Would you like Drake Mallard, aka Darkwing Duck, from
Ooh.
Darkwing Duck, Gino from Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, Bobby Generic from Bobby's World, or Carpet from Disney's Aladdin?
Let's get dangerous.
So Carpet?
Yeah.
Darkwing Duck versus Elmer Fudd in a hedge maze.
The most disappointing part of this is that it would take Darkwing Duck a little longer than most other people to beat Elmer Fudd, but he would still win.
Can't Darkwing Duck fly?
He can't fly, but he's got a grapple gun. Even if he couldn't use it because that would be cheating, he would still beat the hedge maze way before Elmer Fudd ever would.
There's just nothing above the maze to grapple onto.
Still Darkwing though.
So Darkwing?
He'll
right.
do it.
Darkwing Duck versus Martha Stewart.
Now he might have his work cut out for him.
Fist fight.
Flatulence.
Okay, here's the thing about Martha Stewart. She, clearly, you watch her show, you watch all this stuff, and she's not like an engaging host. She's not like one of those annoying, enthusiastic hosts who really comes in. You can tell the entire time she doesn't give a f***. She is so just kind of there. Not exactly phoning it in, but just sort of...
She cares enough to facilitate the conversation and not an iota more.
I think she would not be embarrassed at all to just rip one out. Whereas Darkwing Duck really cares about his image and his dignity. I mean, he has to, otherwise it wouldn't be so humiliating when he gets knocked down all the time.
Do ducks fart?
I
Alexa,
think we can assume that the
do
cartoon
ducks
does.
fart?
Ducks do not pass gas.
There we go.
Well, who are we to argue with? Alexa!
Martha Stewart versus Captain Malcolm Reynolds. Dungeon Mastering. That's Malcolm Reynolds for Red Sonja and Martha Stewart for Darkwing Duck.
Those two would be both amazing players.
I think Reynolds, they've got the table for it, haven't they? In like the midsection of the ship.
We can
I
assume
think that's
that
the way to
the
pick the winner.
we can assume that the materials necessary would be provided.
Okay. So
Okay.
Malcolm Reynolds would be an okay GM. He'd be fun. He's sociable. He'd be witty. Be fun. And Red Sonja would be a very kind of easy player to work with. You know what she'd do before she even does it. You know, she'd attacks it with a sword.
She lives that life.
Right. She doesn't. And she lives the life. She's also experienced. She could probably teach him a thing or two about going through the dungeon.
Indeed.
Right,
And
But
tactics.
consider this: the fun Darkwing Duck would have trying all these bizarre, weird tactics against Martha Stewart's dungeon, and she would be absolutely inscrutable. She could be
Yeah.
a mean one. She would be a real. I think she'd be. She'd definitely leave all chance to the dice. I feel like it'd be more fun to listen to Darkwing Duck's issues. It'd be a really fun disaster to listen to. But I feel Mal would.
Minor change to the rules on this one.
Okay.
They're dungeon mastering for their previous opponents and the two of you.
So it's a matter of which one we would rather work with.
Which group would you have more fun with? Would you have more fun with Mal Reynolds and Red Sonja, or with Martha Stewart and Darkwing Duck?
Reynolds.
I think Reynolds would be a more fun person to hang out with, but I think Martha Stewart might be a better GM.
I don't want to end up in an argument with her.
With Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah.
That
She'll
wins me over
probably just-
completely. She'd
yeah.
have the look, you try something crazy
Alright.
and she'd just stare you down.
Okay, ma'am. I don't want to die.
All right, and it's time for our current champion to step back into the ring. It's Pinkie Pie versus Stanley Ipkiss. House cleaning.
Stanley.
I don't know.
Pinkie Pie makes a lot of mess.
But she's also nice enough to clean up after herself.
Does she, though?
Yeah,
She's responsible
Does she?
that way.
She's
I mean,
responsible.
Stanley,
I suppose.
and
'Cause I'm
Stanley's
now-
like,
hang on. Let me have a look. Stanley Ipkiss. I want
he
to
doesn't
see.
have many qualities besides being he's a good guy.
yeah, and we are specifically referring to Stanley Ipkiss from the movie, not from the comic. They are extremely different characters.
I want to see what his apartment looks like. Oh no, he is a slob.
Is he?
Yeah,
Okay, then.
there's just an image of him passed out on his bed, and there's just crap all over the place.
So sounds like Pinkie Pie then?
Yeah, it's Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie versus Bart Simpson. Make that Pinkie Pie and Stanley Ipkiss versus Bart Simpson and Tony Hawk. Tag team wrestling.
Who? Right. So who's going
no-
against who again?
It's Pinkie Pie and Stanley Ipkiss versus Bart Simpson and Tony Hawk.
I'm gonna have to give it to Bart Simpson and Tony Hawk.
Why, though? There's no strong wrestlers among them, but Pinkie Pie is at least the most physically active and enthusiastic of them. Is this like WWE wrestling, or just like...
Basically, yeah.
Because that's about presence, you know?
And Pinkie Pie is very good with presents.
She's amazing in both senses of the word. She'd come out to confetti and cannons and whatnot. Ipkiss would be a really wet blanket out there. Tony Hawk has some celebrity, but he's not like the super enthusiastic, crazy, off-the-wall guys.
He'd also be limited in his mobility if he has, like, knee issues or something.
I'm just
and then-
joking about the knees. I'm just saying that because
Oh,
he's
okay.
not 20
No,
anymore.
It's
Gotcha.
canon now. With
Actually,
can we have a separate chip where it's just Tony Hawk with dodgy knees?
I think we should let's just add dodgy knees as a mirror match.
I think Pinkie Pie will be able to take. She's basically two people. This is what I'm trying to get at.
She's very chaotic, very hard to predict,
Yeah.
very physically active.
She, can pop
She
out of
does,
all sorts of places.
yeah, she does pull off a few off-screen teleportations.
And here's the thing. While I may have joked about Stanley Ipkiss being a wet blanket, and he kind of is as a character, he's still played by Jim Carrey, who can physically,
He's
be
got better
ridiculous and
knees
have
than Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk seems very down to earth, and Bart Simpson would be enthusiastic about it, but also wouldn't be able to win a match. So my vote's for Pinkie Pie and Ipkiss.
I'm going for Pinkie Pie too.
Pinkie Pie versus Richard B. Riddick. The best of friends.
Oh, she will. She'll get him to smile.
Mediation.
Okay. Is this the goal of mediation is to achieve the best possible outcome, or the best possible outcome for every party?
It's the best possible outcome for both parties involved.
Riddick would negotiate very simply by threatening the life of each person until they stop complaining. I mean, he
Friendship
would
is
shut it down
magic.
very quickly, and everybody would be equally happy, let's say. Whereas Pinkie Pie would make everybody actually happy pretty well.
That's an easy one, isn't it? Pinkie Pie.
I think it's going to be Pinkie Pie.
Yeah.
I don't
All right.
discount Riddick's ability to end an argument very quickly, though.
Yeah.
But not to the best result. No.
He'd certainly be better than Godzilla. Pinkie Pie versus Captain Malcolm Reynolds. Cake decoration.
Reynolds.
Well, that's one of the easiest ones in history.
Pinkie Pie return trip to the final.
Come on, Will. Come on,
All
Will.
right. Pinkie Pie versus Will Riker for the final. First to score 2 wins. Burglary.
Will Riker has done espionage before. I don't think Pinkie Pie would be very good at it.
Pinkie Pie, at one point in the cartoon, was popping out of this donkey's cupboards.
Okay.
That's not
again
that's
with the
not burglary. That's a home
teleportation.
invasion is what that is.
Now
I mean,
we can't use
all it-
teleportation as an argument because Will Riker can also teleport.
He just transports in.
He doesn't just have the ship. That's not part of his standard gear.
I mean, I'm not sure the teleporting counts anyway. But the point is that it's a matter of who would get in by any means. Now, Pinkie Pie has done a cat burglar thing before, but she does, I think, have trouble being actually quiet.
Yeah.
I think just practically, Will would be more effective in
That's
any
what I'm
in any
thinking.
setting that's not built for her to be funny about it.
All right, so burglary goes to Will Riker. Second contest, freshwater fishing.
Will Riker.
That's such a Will Riker thing to do.
Yeah.
All right, so Will Riker is our new champion, but does he get the sweep? Battleship.
Damn it, that's so Will Riker.
Will Riker!
Okay, I will say it's a party game. Pinkie Pie might do better than you think, but Will Riker is a strategic ship fighter.
Mr. Worf. Fire.
So, that makes Will Riker our champion. He'll show up next time. That concludes our use of the wheel for today. How about you guys? Where can folks find you if they want to hear more from you or see more from you? Like, TJ, what do you do? Where
stream.
Where you at?
You find me at twitch.tv/TJ Pownell. I assume the link will be showing up on the screen right here. Other than that, you can find everything from there.
And Charlie, how about you?
I am a writer and an artist. You can find a lot of my work at thefirethiefstudio.com or Fire Thief Studio on Facebook or Patreon. And I do my work on the Occasionally.
And if you liked anyone's game, you can also find more of our projects at raspberrygrenade.games, including Asterism and Flanxiety, both tabletop games that you can buy today. Will Riker is our current champion. He defeated Pinkie Pie in Battleship, Freshwater Fishing, and Burglary. He hit Spencer Shea with more snowballs than the river. He extinguished a bonfire faster than Freddie Mercury. He kickboxed Team Rocket into oblivion, and he was better at Scrabble than Dory, which isn't saying a whole lot, but it still results in him becoming our... But it still results in him becoming our champion.
You've got more script! Come on!
He'll show up next time for another round, but it's still
Anyone's game.
You're late that time.
Anyone's Game was a production of Raspberry Grenade Games, copyright 2023, all rights reserved.